Now here's cortisone right here. This is the same thing as prednisone, essentially. This is what the doctor gives you if you go to the emergency department with, let's say you have a bad allergies, terrible poison ivy, your asthma is out of control, your arthritis is out of control, all these things. When you have terrible inflammation, this is the drug that we use. And our body actually makes it ourselves. It starts here with cholesterol. Then the body takes the cholesterol, turns it into something called pregnenolone, then progesterone, then cortisol, and then your liver turns it into cortisone. So if your body is under a lot of stress, you will actually make a lot of cortisol, and you'll start to steal all these other hormones. So these other hormones, which are very important to your overall health, like testosterone, androstenedione, estradiol, progesterone. Okay, these are all sex hormones. These are hormones that help regulate your blood pressure. And if you are under stress all the time, your body will start to suck away those other things to help combat the stress that you're under. This is what's called if you look here, see how the arrows are very thick here? That's supposed to represent a stealing of the pregnenolone going down this one pathway. So what causes these withdrawals from your adrenal bank account? Well, stress. What is stress? There's oxidative stress, okay, eating, for example, fried foods. Okay, there's just stress of, well, starving yourself. How many people start the day by just drinking a cup of coffee or eating some poor quality breakfast, or worse, eating nothing? Well, what's giving you the energy then? What's running the ship? Where are you getting that energy from? You're actually sucking energy right out of your adrenal glands, essentially, okay, and you're running on your battery. That battery will run down. Now, I hear a lot of people say, but Doc, I've been doing this my whole life. It can't be the fact that I skip breakfast every day. I've been doing this for 20 years. These things add up. Every time you deplete your bank account, it gets lower and lower. I've heard people in the emergency department, I know this sounds ridiculous, but, they come in, they're coughing, they're wheezing, they got all sorts of terrible breathing problems, and they smoke. In fact, they smoked a cigarette on the way to the ER to get treated for their breathing problems. And this happens all the time. And you say to them, well, but sir or ma'am, your smoking is causing your problem. Oh, no. It can't be the cigarette smoking. I've been smoking 2 packs a day for 20 years. That can't possibly be it. Now, you laugh, but think about how ridiculous that sounds to someone who doesn't smoke. Okay, so just because you've been doing it your whole life doesn't mean it's good for you, and doesn't mean that you haven't been paying the price, or at least depleting certain things in your body that in the long run will actually come back to bite you in the behind. Okay, so every time you do something, that you eat something that's not good for you, that you stay up too late, you do excessive or improper activities, okay, you are actually depleting your bank account. You're actually wearing down your system, you're wearing down your adrenal glands, you're causing problems. And eventually, unfortunately, these things tend to cause problems. The other thing that I hear a lot in the emergency department, Joe was fine, and then he just woke up and had a heart attack today. He was fine yesterday, and he had this heart attack or this stroke or whatever it was today. He wasn't fine yesterday. He thought he was fine. But you don't go from being healthy to ready to die in a flick of a switch. It may seem like that, but that's not how it happens. It takes years, decades to develop chronic degenerative diseases. And how do they develop? By abusing yourself with things that are poisonous on a daily basis. Fluctuating blood sugar levels. I want to talk about this because this is really important. And it goes back to the autonomic nervous system. Let me just back up here. So the sympathetic branch raises your blood sugar. The parasympathetic branch lowers it. So let's say you just had a meal and it's all sugar. It's all carbohydrates. Your blood sugar is going to go up. Okay? You just had a bowl of Frosted Flakes or something. Well, what's going to happen? Actually, your parasympathetic nervous system is going to get activated to lower your blood sugar. When that happens, you may have parasympathetic symptoms. All of a sudden, your eyes may get watery, your nose may start running, You may have to go to the bathroom. You may have to urinate. All these, maybe you have a little bronchospasm. And maybe you've experienced this in your life where you ate something and then all of a sudden, you have all these symptoms. It may be because your blood sugar is actually too high right now and you're activating this system. On the other hand, once the system is activated, you pour out insulin and other things to lower your blood sugar. Now your blood sugar can actually get too low. So the same meal that caused high blood sugar is now the same meal that's going to cause low blood sugar. Guess what happens when you get low blood sugar? Well, now you're going to activate the sympathetic branch of your nervous system. Now all of a sudden you feel anxious. Your heart starts pounding. You have an anxiety attack. Your blood pressure goes up. So you have all these symptoms that can occur back and forth all day long. If you all of a sudden you may feel fatigued. You may feel sleepy. You may feel excited. You may start to sweat. And these symptoms seem to come out of nowhere. It may be because your blood sugar is actually going up and down and up and down. And every time this happens, you're actually depleting certain things on both ends. You're actually wearing out your adrenal glands, both the cortex and the medulla. This is like driving your car. Imagine you're driving your car. And this is how you decide you're going to drive, for whatever reason. You're going to have one foot on the brake and one foot on the gas, and you're going to slam on the gas for 15 seconds and then hit the brake. Slam on the gas, hit the brake. Slam on the gas, hit the brake. You would never, well, some people drive like that, right? But you wouldn't want to drive like that. What would you do to your car if you drove your car that way? Well, the gas mileage would be terrible. You'd actually wear things out much quicker. Your brakes would wear out, your tires would wear out, your transmission, everything would wear out quicker. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hate to say that if you're driving your body that way with fluctuating blood sugars, you're going to wear out your body quicker. All the parts are going to wear out. You're going to age quicker. You're going to manifest symptoms of too much sympathetic tone, too much parasympathetic tone. They'll go back and forth. You'll have periods during the day where you may be depressed, periods of the day where you may feel anxious, periods of the day where you're really tired, periods of the day where you can't sit still. Attention deficit disorder. This is basically sugar overload in little kids. They eat too much sugar, their blood sugar goes up, they can't sit still. Then their blood sugar crashes. Now they can't think straight. Then they activate their sympathetic nervous system, now they're overactive. So these symptoms that we call diseases are actually your body malfunctioning, and there's a reason why your body malfunctions. It's not just calling it a name. So, withdrawals from your bank account, fluctuating blood sugar levels, that's why I put that in there. Excessive exercise. Too much of anything is no good. Too little of anything is no good. I'm going to give a talk on exercise in November at the Wellness Center. You guys should check it out. Okay, so what are some of these pro-inflammatory poisons? These are actually anti-nutrients. Less is always better. There is no good level of poison in your system. Fried foods. These are highly oxidized things. You take something and just burn it. You're putting free radicals in your body. Purposely putting free radicals in your body. You're going to deplete your antioxidant systems. By the way, you can take all the vitamin E and all the other things that you want to try to combat that. It doesn't work. I mean, it helps a little bit. It doesn't work. Your cholesterol will actually go up if you eat fried foods. Why? Because your cholesterol works as an antioxidant in your body. Polyunsaturated fatty acids. These things are also known as PUFAs. These are the vegetable oils that I mentioned before. These are the omega-6s. Poisonous. Unfortunately, if you go to the store, you will find these things in so many products, it will make your head spin. If you go to a fast food restaurant, almost guaranteed that every single item on the menu has vegetable oils in it. Now, why do they put these in here, in your food? Because they don't like you? No. They want to make a profit. These things are very, very cheap.